Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's energy update. First off, I want to just say happy holidays. For those of you who celebrate this week, I hope you have a beautiful week filled with love, laughter, and so much joy. I'm really excited to be able to record this reading. We have some beautiful messages for this week and some really great reminders. So let's dive in, my friends. Our first theme is all about going gently and tenderly, which is so beautiful. So what channeled was take care, go gently, there is no need to rush. Tackle tasks one thing at a time. Trying to do too much at once, creating messy work and stress overload. Stuffing the schedule to the brim. How can you move with ease and with grace in your life? How can you create a life of peace now? Where have you lost sight of tenderness and care? Set intentions to be tender, to be present, to go slowly. Your future is yours. What will be shall be. Trust in your destiny. What would you rather? Stress and rigidity or ease and flow? Nature does not force. All unfolds at the perfect time. Calming the mind and letting peace prevail. And then what was really beautiful was what they were recommending after this was practicing some breath work, being out in nature, or taking time to meditate and chant. And they were saying these will be useful tools to use this week, especially if you're busy, especially if you're stressed, to help bring back this equilibrium and balance to your life. So let's pause here. We have some beautiful reminders, especially because the holidays can be so busy and can be stressful, especially if you're entertaining and if you are the one doing a lot of this work to host. There's lots of preparation involved, and so sometimes this can be incredibly crazy of a time. But they're really giving us these beautiful reminders, like to remember what things are really about, and that's about this time of coming together, of really coming back to love and enjoying the present moment. So they're really saying to set intentions to be present this week, especially if you're gathering with family and loved ones, to be present in that and to enjoy that and to really engage in those feelings and emotions and connections, because they're really saying that this is a time for us to actually receive and to take in the beauty of life throughout this special time. And this is also a really prevalent time that our loved ones are around us that have passed or have gone to the other side. So this is also a beautiful opportunity for you to really connect with spirit and to enjoy those connections as well. So it's really called to speak about that this week, to really make sure that each of you are taking that time to be intentional, to allow this beautiful connection to increase and unfold, and to let go of the stress. Not everything needs to be perfect. Not everything needs to be what we really see online, or have this pressure of everything needed to be just so. Can we allow life to just unfold? And they're giving me this example of how we have two options before us. And this includes beyond the holiday season. This is all the time. We have two options. We can move through life with this mentality of rushing or forcing or being stressed, or we can just let life lead its own way and release the stress and surrender to the process, and do your best. And that's exactly the choice we have. So we have the ease and grace that we can choose, that is available to us at every moment. So I'm really hearing release any unrealistic expectations, any rushed timelines, and letting things flow. Now, this also continues over to our dreams and aspirations, because this week we're all kind of thinking about, it's the end of the year. What are things we want to wrap up, and what are things that we want to begin? So we're definitely going to be going into this a little further down the road in this reading as well. But setting those intentions for the new year is going to be on our mind too. So once more, how can we surrender to the flow and allow life to be what it will be? And I love how they gave us this beautiful reminder, like, your future is yours, right? What will be. What is meant to be yours will be yours. So there's no need to stress over it. There's no need to try to push or force. Like, some of us might be like, well, I want to start these projects right now, or, oh wow, I really need to get on this so I can finish this before the end of the year. You know, we put on these really strong expectations instead of just letting it be what it'll be, because everything happens in divine time. Everything that's meant to happen will happen for you. So there's no need to put pressure on this. And one of the other things that really stood out to me was the word tenderness, you know, because a lot of times when we think of setting intentions for our day, I know for me, that was probably the last thing I would think about, is the word tender, setting intentions to be tender today. And that really stuck out, because once more, how often do we put these other intentions forward, like manifestation or being in our power, or, you know, these really straightforward goals that we all have, and we tend to forego or not realize the power in tenderness, the power of care and going gentle and being tender with ourselves and our hearts and our bodies and our lives. So take a minute this week to really just think of that word tender. Think of that word care. Think about nurturing. What are those emotions? What are those feelings that you get when you tune into the frequencies of those words? And how can you apply those emotions and those feelings to your daily experience? Because in full transparency, when I think of the word tender, I feel like a comfort, like a relief, almost like that loving mother who just hugs you and kisses you tenderly. And we can feel that energy. So when it comes to the holidays, when it comes to your daily experience, is there room and space for tenderness, for tender, loving attention? And if not, how can you create that experience for yourself, right? So they're kind of showing me how there's so much that's available for us every single day, but we have to slow down enough to become more aware of those possibilities and the experience we could be living, because once more, we have been so blinded to what life needs to be by society, perhaps by our own unrealistic expectations, that we've forgone other experiences without even realizing that is accessible to us at this time. So how can you open your heart this week and open your mind to a new way of living, a new way of approaching your goals or your schedule, and go, how can I be more intentional and more tender and more loving and considerate about myself and protecting my peace throughout any circumstance that is before you? So once more, there is no need to rush. And I find that this stress overload can really happen, right? So just be very gentle with yourself, be very mindful, and letting yourself have the ease and grace in your life. So from there, we have important conversations surrounding the future. So this is a really interesting theme this week we might really be getting in touch with our desires and what's next and what we're looking forward to. And once more, these new intentions for our lives. And they're showing me a really big theme of release here. So once more, we're going to be tying up these loose ends and releasing and bringing closure to chapters that are really needing to be closed out. So this week we might have that time that comes forward for introspection to really become aware of what those things specifically are and what is required for us now to move on. Right? To let go and to really start grasping hold of this new life that we're creating. So they're showing me some important conversations might surround inputting boundaries. It might be as simple as letting someone know, hey, I'm not going to be repeating this pattern. I'm not going to be tolerating this treatment. Or, hey, this is my new expectation of my life and this is how I'm going to live it. And it's almost like letting people know. There's something about that this week of filling in your connections with not only like perhaps boundaries, but even just your new intentions. Like, this is what I'm working on. This is what I'm going to do, and becoming very firm in this, because the more we let people know that, hey, this is my goal, or hey, I've changed and I'm not going to put up with this anymore, or whatever this is for you, the more that becomes integrated and intentioned. And they're just showing me how an energy that just comes in and grounds in your vibrational space, where it's like, I'm claiming that for myself. So the more you speak about your intentions and put in the actions around, this is my goal, this is what I'm doing, and that's it, you're becoming very firm within yourself. And this is really, really beautiful. So this week we're going to start seeing this release that comes in of the old, because we're claiming that reality. We're going, no more. I'm not going to put up with this. I'm going to now hold space for new possibilities for myself. So this is what channeled important conversations surrounding the future, letting others know where you now stand, taking the next steps necessary for your growth and evolution. Okay. And with this, they're kind of showing me as well, like the goals, the future prospects, and even like claiming that for yourself this week. So they're showing me new job opportunities, and with that, new perspectives. We're seeing an increase in purpose and joy, because once more, as we let go of what doesn't serve us and we wrap up these chapters and bring closure to them, the new door is open, right? So I'm seeing a lot of us seize these opportunities and have these conversations with our loved ones, being like, okay, this is what I want to do. For some of you, it's creating a new business. That just popped right in. Like, okay, I'm creating this new business. This is my plan. I need your support in this, or I'm just letting you know that this is the next step I have in mind. You know, they're kind of showing me taking some risks and having conversations about this. Maybe this is going to involve making very strong decisions. They're even showing me like relocation here. Like, there's going to be some big conversations that a lot of us are going to have. And it's beautiful because it's increasing our joy, and it's releasing so much stress, especially from the physical body I'm seeing, because many of us have been confused about what we want, and we've been confused for a reason, because we're still holding on to old ties that are making it hard to see the light. So as this clarity drops in and we make these decisions, and they're just showing me the word finalized, like in red ink with a big like pen, and it's like, it's done, period, it's done. It's like, oh, the relief that just pops in. So they say here, setting intentions, planting these new seeds for growth for the next year. No more of this flying by the seat of your pants energy. So once more, the clarity is dropping in. We're no longer in this confused, foggy space. And with this, we're getting so much relief. So fill others in. Let other people know, hey, this is where I'm at now. This is my goal. This is what I'm doing. I'm not going to go back to what I used to do. I'm moving on. So from there, we have taking the power back and realize you are in control of your life. Sudden realizations that change everything. Your life is starting anew. It will no longer be about your past. You have moved on, and nothing can stop you anymore. Isn't this amazing? So manifesting the goal to fall in love with your life, romanticizing everything, uprooting seeds of doubt. Everything is possible, especially now. Remembering that love can move mountains. Isn't this just so refreshing? It just gives me such a feeling of peace and just like complete relief. And like, oh my God, I'm so grateful that I came to this conclusion. I'm so grateful to finally see, hey, I have moved on. I've let this chapter close, and I'm so proud of myself. And there's this beautiful air of celebration. It's like, yay, you did it. And that's all I can feel is just this beautiful energy of commendation, celebration of you and all the beautiful things you are and everything you've completed this year. You know, so many of us have found this past year to be a tough one, and it has been for many. And the past few years even, maybe there's been a lot that you've had to go through in your journey. And yes, the valuable lessons you've learned along the way have been wonderful, and we can hold gratitude for that. But we also have to honor the toughness of the journey. And so they're really highlighting that this year, where it's like, it's okay to go, wow, that was really tough. That was really hard. But hey, you're over it. You've passed it. You've moved on. And that was so defining. When that channeled, I was like, wow, this is truly amazing. It's not, have I moved on yet? It's not, is something else going to come along and sabotage me? It's like that worry is going to be completely alleviated. It's going to be completely wiped clean. Like you are fresh slate, baby, and it's amazing. So with this, we're getting these sudden downloads this week and clarity and realizations that are really just going, oh, that's why this happened. Or, oh, this is exactly what I need to do next. Or, oh, wow. And it's this miracle that occurs because once more, a lot of us cannot even fathom what life would look like without all the baggage we've constantly held on to and carried. But it's gone. It's cleared. It's gone. Okay. And I'm really seeing like these final conversations that we're having, these important conversations we're having, it's almost like that's the defining moment. That's when this truth really drops in. I'm doing this. I've closed the chapter. I'm opening a new one. And the doors are just slamming shut and new doors are opening. And it's this beautiful transition. And it's this beautiful transformation that now is complete. And it's all thanks to you. And I really feel like you need to hear this. Many of us need to acknowledge this. You did the work. You took the steps. You are claiming your power, your life, this leadership role. And we could not be more proud of you. And it's like, yes, your spirit team has been supporting you, but you made the choice. And it's this beautiful thunder of applause that I hear, and I'm feeling, I'm just like, wow, it's so magnanimous what you've done this past while, my friends. So please don't discount the healing you've done. Please don't discount or minimize the choices you've made or the choices you're making. It's truly beautiful. And as I say this, I'm looking at my Christmas tree and I have this little angel wings, this ornament. And just as I was speaking that, it started moving. It started swaying back and forth. It's just like, yes, spread your wings. Wow, I can't believe that just happened. So beautiful confirmations, like we're celebrating you, my beautiful friends. So manifesting the goal to fall in love with your life. I love this. So once more this week, it's like clarifying, you've moved on. Nothing can stop you. Nothing is going to be in your way anymore, okay? Nothing is going to be in your way. So how can you now put this new goal that love or life can be an experience of unfathomable love. Life can be a miracle. Life can work out for me. And it's like claiming that reality. So they're really saying, like, keep repeating this to yourself. Like, life is happening for me. Life is blessing me. Life is abundant. I am filled with daily experience of love. You know, they're really saying word it however feels good, but it's like, just see this influx of blessings everywhere you go, everything you see. And they're just showing me this little girl on that yellow brick road dancing and skipping along that yellow brick road, just seeing so much wonder, so much beauty everywhere she turns. She's just in her joy. So it's like, how can you live your life like that? Because guess what? It's possible. When you're a young child, that's exactly how life feels. It feels full of possibility. We're filled with this innocence of life where it's like everything is beautiful, and that's all we see. So how can we return to that? Okay? So romanticize everything. Like, what's wrong with doing that? Nothing. It adds so much to your joy. It adds so much to your vibration. And they're just showing me how we'll be actually living on cloud 9, like this other vibrational space that others just can't touch in a sense because they're just not there yet. And they're just saying, look at your growth. You're living on cloud 9. So this is uprooting those seeds of doubt. Everything is possible now. And this key sentence, love can move mountains. How true is that? You know, when we look back on our lives, you know, say we go to the last day of our lives and we look back at everything that's come to pass for us, isn't that true? Like, those are the defining moments that we think of. It's moments of love. It's moments of that connectivity. It's those moments of complete joy and awe. Those are the moments that stick out in our minds because that's truly what's important. That's what love does for us. It moves mountains. So how can we realize that whatever challenge, whatever is happening in life, love has that power, okay? So live your life in love. Allow yourself to see that that is possible, to have that experience, and you can live it right now. So beautiful. So from there we have a new theme, which is leaving your legacy behind. So I'm going to read what channeled, seeing your true inheritance, your true legacy, love, leaving the imprint of you behind. Everyone leaves a vibrational mark on the people we love and the generations afterwards. Love is more powerful than even your DNA. Become like a child again on this earth and see love everywhere. Get curious, ask questions, fill your days with fun and wonder. What if this was the key to everything? What if this was the meaning, the experience of life? Deep introspection yields answers. New revelations, new theories emerge and purpose blooms. You are here for a reason. Let that reason show. Okay, so what an amazing, insightful channeling here, because so many of us, they were just kind of showing me at the beginning here when I was channeling, was like this dragon in its cave and hoarding the treasure and holding on to everything it has and not sharing. There's almost like this possessiveness of what you have. But the true beauty of life is actually the opposite. It is sharing what you have. It is sharing your wealth with the people you love. It is, and they're just showing me this rain of gold coming down and enrapturing everything it touches. And they're just saying, like, that is the true beauty of love. So instead of, trying to hide your inheritance or hold on to everything and keep it just for yourself. And they're showing me some of us are doing this unintentionally because of fear of people or fear of being hurt or fear of being taken advantage of. But they're just like, no, give freely. Share your expansive love, because that is your inheritance. And that is what you will be passing on, is this beautiful imprint of love. And they were showing me how this transcends family, blood, DNA. It's like, it doesn't have to just be family that you give this inheritance to. That's immediately what we think of, when we pass on, well, my inheritance will go to my family. But can we replace that to loved ones, right? Because it transcends blood. And they're really making this known that what you do here is so impactful. And one thing I do feel really called to say here, and they're mentioning here, is you do not need to have children to leave your mark or your presence here on earth. It is already done by you being yourself. And woo, that just made me emotional. So some of you might be really feeling that. There's some sort of grief tied in here that some of us feel like we need to pass on something. And maybe we've been considering that. Maybe we're like, man, maybe I want to have children to pass on things, or have my family continue my family line. Maybe this is a concern for some of you, but I just heard, no, you don't need to do that specifically to pass on what you've learned, to pass on the beauty of your life. And in fact, you can do that right now, and you are leaving such an impactful impression every time you give yourself and others love. And so they're showing me how the earth is our child. And we need to start realizing that. It's like, yes, earth can be the mother and is the mother, but have you ever thought that you could also be the mother? That you could also pass on your love. Oh, my wings are moving again. Oh, my little angel wings are moving. So it's like, have you realized that you have this inheritance of love, and that is exactly your divine commission, to pass it on, to share your wealth, to leave that impact on the earth. And all of us have that beautiful commission. If we choose to fulfill it and take it on, we will impact all generations afterwards by our love. And they were showing me how every time we give love to a person, how that passes along to others. So, and isn't that true? Like, when we have someone who touches our heart in such a beautiful and genuine way, that leaves an impression. And what do? Most times we're like, oh my gosh, I need to treat others this way too, because I want them to feel the impact of that. I want them to also feel this. And then we become more intentional about how we're treating others, how we're loving others, how we're showing respect and honor and reverence to others. And it just goes on and on and on. And your love has that effect. It can change people's lives So I'm just hearing some of you need to know, no, you do not need to have children to do this, to heal the world, to pass on your inheritance. You already are when you share that wealth, when you share that kindness, when you share that part of yourself, the truest part of yourself. And isn't that the most beautiful thing? So love is more powerful than DNA. So become like a child again on the earth. See love everywhere. I love this so, so much. It's absolutely amazing. So once more, we're getting this reminder, allow yourself to romanticize your life. Fill your days with fun and wonder. And I love how they pose this question, like, what if this was the key to everything? What if this was the meaning of your life, was literally just to be in your joy, to enjoy this experience, to make the best of this human experience and incarnation? And they're really saying, like, meditate on this. Like, meditate on the gift of life. Meditate on how you're utilizing your life and your time and your days and expending your energy. And this is where they're really going, like, deep introspection will yield answers and help illuminate you to this next chapter of how you want to be living and how you want to be sharing your love and how you want to pass on this grand inheritance. Because once more, some of you have learned so much, so much in your journey. And it's meant to be shared, but once more in a loving way, sharing the jewels that you've uncovered. And that's what they're showing me. It's like, we're not sharing from pain anymore. We're sharing from love. And this is going to motivate a lot of us to make some key decisions, some very defining decisions that will change the courses of our lives, because once more, we're choosing a new path, the loving path. So I'm really seeing, like, getting in touch with your heart and your love and how you want to be of service in this world. And sometimes I don't like the word service, because sometimes it makes you feel like, oh, I'm serving, and it can feel draining energetically, but it's not that. I want to say sharing. You're not serving necessarily, you are sharing, right? So think of it in terms of your guides, right? Your guides technically serve you. They're there to help you. They're there to guide you. But notice how they do it. They do it in love. They don't do it with resentment or feeling overexpended. Yes, okay, they're not human. But that being said, it's like, notice the vibration. It's all in love. So what makes you want to serve or share yourself in love, right? And this is actually really important. Some of us as light workers, we've overextended ourselves, or we've done things to the point of burnout, or we felt like we betrayed ourselves, and so it left kind of like a bad taste in your mouth. And that's what they're kind of showing me, is some of these really beautiful acts of service that you've done actually went away from unconditional love from yourself, for yourself. So it was like almost overdoing it and feeling burnt out, and didn't leave you feeling fulfilled. So they're just saying, like, this is now where you need to know your boundaries, and you need to set these intentions of, okay, how can I share, but in a way that keeps me in this vibration of complete love. I'm happy to share this. I want to share this. And some of you, that's going to mean narrowing down who you share with, okay? So once more, it's becoming very intentional and becoming very aware of your light and how to protect it and to best utilize it in this world. So deep introspection yields answers. New revelations, new theories emerge, and purpose blooms. Like, this is what's so beautiful, is as we become in touch with our love and what we're here to share and how we want to share it, we become excited. It generates this childlike wonder again. It's like, oh my God, yay, I figured it out. And purpose rises from this. So we're getting this burst of motivation. It's so beautiful. So you are here for a reason. Let that reason show. And this is beautiful. So once more, some of us might have felt we lost our purpose. We lost our way. We're like, oh my gosh, like, how do I do this? I don't understand. Like, I was so on track. I was so certain before, and now I've just been in this, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I'm doing. But this fog is clearing, okay? And we're seeing we are here for a reason. We do have an impact. We do matter. We do leave this imprint of love here. So let that show. Let that motivate you and continue to move you forward. All right, so next we have, how can you shine? So what are your gifts in this life? What has been inspired from others? What has been inspired from others? What passions are ready to bloom? Magic is in the air. Get playful, experiment, let go, and be free. It is time to get into your creativity. Let your soul sing. Release the fire and burn the world with your passion. Nothing is withholding you now. The bonds to toxicity and doubt are breaking. You can be hopeful again. Let your spirit soar. The world is your oyster. So really, really beautiful. What we are getting here is this amazing step forward. And they're kind of just showing me, like, we're taking this step with you. We're helping you take this next step in your life because you're ready. You're ready to share. You're ready to shine. And I feel like this is going to be really coming through from this motivation that stems from this clarity of what you want to do, how you want to share your love. So what are your gifts in this life? Have you really defined that? Do you know that? Have you become aware and looked at yourself from this unbiased perspective? Because once more, it's like, we don't want to look at ourselves through these lenses of judgment. It's like, what do you love to do? What do you know you're good at? Where do you need to stop being so humble and just claim your gifts and go, yes, this is what I can do. Right? Some of us need, like, they're almost showing me like a push in our egos. Like, it's okay to have an ego sometimes. It's good. You need self-worth. You need this balance. Okay. So I love how they're going, what has been inspired from others? This is really interesting too. So once again, what I'm kind of hearing is we might get this awareness this week of inspiration where others are doing something and we're like, wow, hey, that sparks something in me. Or, hey, that is super amazing. I think I want to try that. And they're kind of showing me how some of us need to allow ourselves to entertain those thoughts and to actually follow through in action. So, if you get inspiration to try something different, if you get some sort of nudge in your intuition this week, follow it through, see it through, okay? And this is once more this amazing magical energy. It's like, experiment, be playful. What could come from this? And what passions are you ready to birth? What passions are ready to be explored, okay? So this is where you need to give yourself permission to be creative and to be free to flow and let your soul sing. So I always use this expression. This is what channels, like, let your soul sing. Because when you sing and you really sing, you've got your favorite song on, you feel that in your heart. It's like you get the goosebumps. You get this amazing energy that flows through you that's like, yes, this is powerful. This is amazing. So what gives you that feeling? And they're just showing me how this passion is going to really, really light up the world around you. And it's helping you see nothing can hold you back. You can stay in this space of creativity. You can stay in this space of wonder and passion and love. You don't have to give this up for anything. And you're cutting these belief systems, these toxic bonds that have made you believe it couldn't be possible for you to sustain. You're going to sustain this now. You're going to see it through because you were making that choice, even if it scares you. So I'm getting to call in Archangel Michael to help vacuum away any of these fears, cutting these cords, anything that is necessary for you to let go of, because I am feeling fear here. It's like, oh, is it going to leave me? Is it going to leave me? Am I going to be able to sustain this? Yes, okay? Stop questioning. You deserve this. You deserve to be in your light. You deserve to be in your soul. This is what is in alignment for you. These are the actions you need to take. And keep reinforcing those goals. Keep looking at your intentions. Okay? This is going to help keep reaffirming you're powerful. You're going to do this. And you're not alone, because our next section here is all about comrades, our supporters, our support systems, our friends, our family. So support surrounds you in your life. Seeing the purpose of your soulmates, why they're in your life at this time, at this stage. Leaning into trust. You will not be forgotten by your loved ones, nor left behind. You are loved. Love is yours now. Will you accept it? Will you allow it to heal your heart? If you don't, it shall be your deepest regret, for love heals all. And what was really interesting was this awareness came in of health matters being completely resolved through love and healing. And they were showing me the importance of our connections and how they actually heal us. Because think of it. When we are receiving love, that is healing. That's healing for our bodies. That's healing for everything. So this awareness is dropping in this week that your connections actually heal you. They heal you. Body, mind, and soul, they heal you through the power of love. So they're showing me this amazing karmic release that happens this week. So a lot of us are going to be releasing some karmic hurts, pains around friendships, connections, soulmates, all of this. We're wrapping up these cycles of undeservingness, not being willing to receive love. This is lifting, okay? So the time is now to free yourself from all that holds you back and holds you in your past. It's time to let go of what holds you back from others. These new opportunities beckon. What could you do in your life if you were completely healthy and whole? Remove fear-based thoughts. Let this be your new reality. This was so amazing. So once again, a lot of us are going to come to this awareness of our health and how that might have been holding us back, or fear of our health being compromised has actually been holding us back. And how sometimes dis-ease that has been manifesting in the body has actually only manifested because of our fear of being held back. And we've manifested this occurrence. So they're showing me how these health issues and has been compromising our forward growth and movement and openness to life, it's being resolved. So surround yourself with support. Surround yourself in love. Receive it freely this week and allow yourself to focus on your health in that respect. Allow yourself to picture your life healthy and whole. Like, what would be possible for you if you didn't have these fears of ever getting sick? If you didn't have these fears of, oh, what's next going to happen to me? Or, oh, what is going to happen? What happens if something holds me back? Or I can't complete this, or blah, 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 blah. Those storylines are exactly that, a story. They're not true unless you create that reality for yourself. You are that powerful. And looking into the karmic connections, okay, you can remove that. You can clear that from your energy field. You can heal your body. You can heal yourself of everything if you believe, if you allow love to be the beautiful purpose, the driving force in your life. So how can you surround yourself in love? How can you fill yourself so full of love that you no longer worry about what's next? Because you can be so in your trust that everything is happening for you. That you can be so in your trust and faith that the universe has got your back, that you have loved ones here and on the other side that are constantly supporting you, loving you, guiding you, holding your hands. They are helping you take this next step in your life, and it's going to be so wonderful. It's going to be so good, filled with so many good things. You have so much to look forward to because you deserve it. You've done the work now. Be so proud of yourself. You've done so much good. It's now time for that good to come to you. So, my friends, that's all I have for this week. Brings tears to my eyes. It's so beautiful, these messages. It's so beautiful what you've done. And thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on earth right here, right now, and sharing love in whatever way you do. It matters. And I'm sending you the biggest hug in the world. Have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays and Happy New Year.